Today's Consumer Alert looks at inflation, interest rates, and you. If the Consumer Sentiment Report is to be believed, you're feeling downright depressed about the direction of the economy.
Yeah.
So, Deanna, you have a surefire way to fight inflation, right?
You better believe it. Yeah, inflation just won't cool as much as we'd like. We just seem to not be able to get down to that magic number of 2%. But a local finance expert says we can beat this protracted period of price hikes if we can make our money grow faster than the rate of inflation. Here's how.
Inflation is what economists call sticky. The Consumer Price Index and the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index are two long names for indices that measure inflation, and both indicate core inflation remains stubbornly high, around 3%. The Fed wants inflation down to 2%, so as expected, on March 19th, the Fed chair announced that it is not cutting interest rates in the hope that high rates will help tame inflation. But while high interest rates are bad for folks who want to borrow money, they're great for folks who want to save it.
If people need money for a purchase later this year, 2025, if people are looking to buy a home and they need a down payment, that's where the money markets and the high yield savings accounts are a good place to go.
Is this a place to put your emergency savings?
No, sure. I think that's a great place that you could look to put emergency savings or a sinking fund.
Sinking fund. That's money you're saving for a specific purpose, like, for example, buying a new car. Jarrett says socking away your money in an account with a higher yield is far better than putting it in a traditional savings account.
So I looked up both high yield savings account and money market accounts today, and I found that you can find one for around 4%, which is not bad. So let's say that you put $2,000 in a savings account. You contribute $100 a month at that great 4% interest rate. Then you will have accrued $1,200, of course, at the end of 12 months. Your interest will be $101.84 for a grand total $3,301.84. But let's say you put it in that traditional savings account with that measly interest rate of 0.01%. Then yes, you will have saved the same $1,200. But your interest, yeah, baby, it's going to be a quarter, a big old 25 cents for a grand total of $3,200 and 25 cents.
So why not make some interest on your money while it's waiting to be spent? Hopefully there's no emergency.
Yeah.
But in the event that there is, at least you're going to make some interest while it waits.
Right. Make some interest while it waits. Online banks tend to have higher yields, but Jarrett says to make sure it's FDIC insured and you understand the terms. For example, some high-yield savings accounts require you to wait days to make a withdrawal, and some money market accounts require your money to be held for a certain period of time before it starts accruing interest. Tonight, I'll have links to recommendations from Bankrate, NerdWallet, and LendingTree for the best in both types of accounts. That'll be on our website at WHEC.com.